Alright, since I couldn't get Twitch to work, we're gonna try it this way. Oh, look. There I am. Now I'm done there. Now I'm done there. Now I'm done there. Now I don't exist at all. Okay. Let's stop screwing around. Because I actually do plan on uploading this to YouTube. So, my name is Super Kami Nappa. Yes, I am Super Kami Nappa. This is the first video I've ever put on YouTube or anywhere. You have made a terrible mistake by watching this. But thanks for coming by anyway. I mean, hell, how you waste your time is your choice. But, so, the question. I just like screwing around with these controls. So fun. Okay. So, the question is, why did I do the video recording today? Why is this my first video recording? Why is my first video recording Mega Man X Dive on the last day of the game's conception? Why didn't I do this when the game was first out? When I first started playing, it was to chronicle my journey. Well, I didn't think that far in advance. So, I'm sorry. Yeah, gonna miss the game, gonna miss all the people here. Gotta stop getting distracted by everybody. Gotta stop getting distracted by reading stuff and getting all sentimental here. So, the reason I decided to chronicleize this game is, okay, gonna backstep a little. First, a little bit about myself. I, Super Kami Nappa, that's me, am a huge Mega Man fan. I've been ever since I played the first Mega Man game when I was 8, 9 years old, in my mom's house, get my ass handed to me in the first 10 seconds of Gutsman stage, and yet, I still fell in love with it. The colors, the music, the lemons, whatever. It's fucking Mega Man. It's great. I mean, if you want someone to sing the praises of Mega Man more eloquently, look up Ego Raptor Sequelitis on Mega Man X. Just sums it up so well. So, when late in 2021, closer to the end of the lockdown period of COVID Prime, I heard that there was a mobile game for Mega Man with characters and bonuses and swimsuits. Yeah, I was all down for it. Like, you couldn't pay me enough to not be down for it. But, so I tested it out, I tried it out. Then later on, I found out that there was a freaking... Not only was it mobile compatible, on mobile, on the phone, in the thing that I'm recording on, and in my hand right now, but it could also be used with a Bluetooth controller, or a controller that plugs directly into the phone via USB-C to C cords of Thunderbolt speed or higher. But, oh my god, it was a dream come true. There were characters, there were levels, the graphics reminded me of Mega Man. Yeah, I probably should have confirmed the loadouts here. I'm so distracted right now. Multitasking is not my skill. You wouldn't imagine. ADHD like a mofo. But, so, I love this game. I love the friggin' aesthetics that borrows from Maverick Hunter X and Mega Man X8. All the characters from across the franchise. Classic Mega Man X, Command Mission, a few sprinkled in there from Stardust Memory, that's Gundam. From the Star Force. Different star. Next guess was going to be Stardust Dragon. I know that's way off. But, yeah, I was in love. I was in love with the game. I was definitely in love with the women. We'll go over that in a bit. But then came about a month ago. So, late last month, early this month, being July 2024, I learned that the game was going to be shut down. End of service, end of server, EOS, whatever that actually means, but I think it means those two things. End of service slash server slash septic. No, that's not it. Just the end. But naturally, when I heard about that, I was a little depressed. And I thought, you know what? Might as well make this last month count. So that's exactly what I did. And what I did was I should probably also mention something else that they did during the last month here. God, I'm all over the place. But close to the end of the month, they gave us the Capcom and Nebula Joy. They're like, yeah, we get it. A half year ago, the Taiwanese servers stopped making new content for us, and yeah, we get it. We've just been taking B and ranked and low ranked items and characters and making S ranked versions of them. And yeah, we're sorry that it's coming to an end now here in July of 2024. But you know what? Tell you what, just so you guys can have fun with it, what we're going to do is, you know, the gem equivalent in this game, the EMs, we're going to give you not 200, not 1,000, but 200,000 of these sons of bitches for you to play with and have fun with as much as you want. And not only that, in the shop, you know, kind of like the equivalent of the coins. I can buy a few things here and there, but not really the good stuff. Well, guess what? Since it's the end of the month, it's the end of the game. Again, we want you to have fun with it. We want you to live out all of your pay-to-win fantasies that all the free-to-play people never got to, and use those shitty little pennies, those zenny pennies, to purchase every single goddamn S-rank weapon that has ever been or ever will be. Right here in the shop. So that's exactly what I did, and I'll be damned if I didn't go through and max out all those weapons, all those characters out. And it's been a blast to do exactly that. And moving into the... what else did I need to do? What else did I need to do? You know what? We're going to play a couple levels. Yeah, why not? We'll play a couple levels. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You know what? Yeah. We'll play a couple levels. And I'm going to play using Uber Waifu. The waifu that she is. Oh, you know what? Kind of mix it up a bit. Yeah, we'll play as Uber Waifu. I'll just kind of swap her equipment out for somebody else in a bit. But this will kind of help me dial in my thoughts a little bit more. But yeah, so end of last month, beginning of this month, they were announcing that they're shutting this game down. They gave us a bunch of bonuses to kind of make up for the the loss, for the fact that this is going to be end game for all till the end of time. Now, that's not to say that we're completely out of Mega Man X Dive completely. I mean, there is technically... Oh, okay, cool. The ladder does work. I forgot that it does. There is technically Mega Man X Dive offline. Oh, that's gotta hurt. And, that has a lot of the characters and the bonuses that this game once possessed. When I say once possessed, in the future tense, it's gonna be gone. It's gonna bye-bye. It's gonna be gone. But this game right here, there is indeed an offline version. Oh, I gotta get off that wall. I gotta heal. I gotta stop dying. Boy, I'm really good at multitasking. Okay. Kind of focus up here a little bit. So, the game's going to be going away at the end of the month, and I figured, you know what, I'm going to use this time, I'm going to use these gems, I'm going to use these weapons, I'm going to live out all my fantasies, I'm going to make it as strong as I possibly can, I'm going to max out everything, and then I'm going to do a video log, mainly just for me. I mean, if anyone else decides to watch this, I'd be stupidly surprised. But this is mainly just to kind of like chronicleize all the stuff that I collected, all the effort that I made in the game, how far I've come from starting this game 3.5 years ago, and where I am now as it's getting its curtain call. Just kind of check in with really myself, anyone else who cares to watch this. So, I guess, now's as good as a time as any to kind of start doing that. 10 minutes into the video of me rambling nonsensically. So I've done a little bit of my dailies already, kind of starting the game up here. We're going to do a few more of the dailies. I'm going to kind of go through my collection here. You'll see what I was able to pull. You'll see how far the stars that I've gotten. The stars in the sky. The Makio stars in our souls. The stars on my weapons. So let's kind of get into it. Exactly what do I have? What do I have? How far did I get in this? Well, let's kind of scroll down the list. So, future me, future people watching this, I was indeed able to finish out the backup slots. Completely done. 1000%. And as far as what's in the backup slots, all 13 slots, plus the top 2 for my highest ranking weapons. All of them are set up with weapons that have the highest level, and then I got as much of an upgrade rank to them as I could. Majority of them are at 55. A little of them got a pinch higher than that. So that was able to give me, as you can see there, quite a hefty boost of backup power. You know, not terrible. Not perfect, of course. There's better out there, but not terrible. Okay, let's look at the, no, not there. Nobody wants to see that garbage. Let's look at the chips. Let's look at all the chips that I got. So, as you can see here, majority of the chips, save for Colonel. I never figured out how to get Colonel. I assume that this freaking military Jedi Sith wannabe here from X4. Pain in the ass to fight that game. Not so much here when you get a character that has shields and heals and status immunities. Had to make it rhyme somehow. But I never figured out how to get this card. It seemed like it would have been great in PvP. Obviously, I didn't analyze shit. I don't care. But as you can see, majority of the other cards, I have them all maxed up to the highest level that they're gonna get. Kinda. Go full power. Yeah. Go full power. Double yeah. And there goes all my abilities. But yeah, a lot of them I got up to 5 stars. Everybody's analyze is completely done. As you'll see. And I just noticed something. You rotate one character, it rotates all of them. Yeah, that's some shit. Yeah, everybody's analysis is done. One thing I always kind of liked about these chips, one chip in particular, the Storm Eagle one. Not sure if you guys can hear it on your end, but he's the only chip where he comes with his own sound effect, the flapping of his wings. I always found that a little amusing. Well, yeah, did you want to break down on what each of these chips do? Yeah, sure, why hell not. Read the description here. Attack with a weapon, you'll get stronger. You can stack. Now, I've never fully understood what criti means. I think it's critical, the damage on a critical hit. And, he's good. Creepy looking, but good. I mean, that's what an S-rank chip will get you. But I've never really fully saw the benefit of... I mean, when you do crit damage, the damage will be higher, but you have to crit first. So I've always kind of rolled with this guy because, the damage is more guaranteed to be increased. And then this guy, ho, 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 motherfucker. Oh, he's going to get some damage in there. You take hits, you're going to deliver the pain right back. Chill Penguin, one of the... actually, the first ones you get are these 3 over here. You get hit, you get better defense. Swing with a sword, and it'll allow you to create kind of like a little circle around enemies. It'll slow them down. Maybe I'll try out each of these in the final playthroughs, just to kind of give you a taste of what they do. Whenever you attack with the weapon that it's equipped to, it'll shoot a spike ball. Wall attack with this thing, you move faster. Great for the race courses. I'll kind of show that off later. So, back in Mega Man X4, 5, and 6, Zero had an ability where when he jumped and swung, he'd do kind of like a flashy slash around him that would hit enemies and destroy those little blue ball things. So, you get that as a chip attack, but, kind of has to reload, but it's still pretty cool to do. Like it says there, attack with a weapon, you lose a status effect, or debuff as they're called here. Shoot a drill that blows crap up when it hits when you attack. He's pretty cool. So when you're hit, you get more. So he's basically a weaker version of this guy. Get hit, get strong, get good scrub. So drill, but in this case, shoots a fireball. So this guy's kind of unique in the sense that, he is the only character, chip, card, everything in this game where not only is he all of those things, but he's also the only one of the 8 stage bosses that was ever made into a playable character. Which, when if you've ever played Mega Man X4, he's one of the first stage bosses to ever appear outside of his stage period, let alone one of the first stage bosses to actually have dialogue. Now, he's not the first stage boss to have a cutscene. That honor kind of goes to the guys from X3 on the, PlayStation 1. But it was kind of neat to see one of these stage bosses actually show up outside of their stage. I guess technically the closest we got to that in the previous 3 games was seeing the kind of Storm Eagle's airship outside of the stage, and then shows up in Storm Eagle's stage when you fight Storm Eagle on top of it. But that's the closest that you ever got to that kind of thing until X4. And out of all the bosses at X4, the stage ones at least, he's the only one that has dialogue after the fight. So, plus, he's a fucking dragon that uses Street Fighter moves, so, he's kind of a Capcom staple in and of himself. So there's a lot going on with this guy, which I guess makes sense when you think about it, why he was the only one that, of all the stage bosses in all the X games, all the Robot Masters, all of whatever you want to call the guys from Zero and ZX and Star Force and Battle Network, the only one. So I kind of find that very interesting, and I just wanted to highlight him a little bit. Poison damage when you hit. Shoot out a little capture ring that can stun enemies. It does a lot of damage when it hits, too, but the problem is it's slow. Slow. Also can't pass through barriers, so use it sparingly. A lot of people used boomer quankers. Quankers. Oh, I can hide that shit. That is so nice. In PvP, and he shreds. He rips ass. Speaking of ripping ass, breaking wind with Storm Eagle. The Storm Tornado, badass in the game it came from. Yeah, not so much here, but I've seen people use it to great effect. This guy was an asshole to fight command mission. And you know what? He's pretty good on weakening foes, but yeah, like I've said, you may have seen already, there's better. Get hit, you get invincible for a little bit, get a little bit of iframe there. It takes so long to load, but it can come handy in a pinch. Very surprising. Kind of like that. They went with more of the Maverick kind of Rex design with a little pad fingly-linglies there. Kind of neat. Shoot a Sonic Blade when you shoot a bullet. More shooting extra shit as you shoot. And shoot an Ice Blast if you shoot a bullet. Extra shit. So those are the chips. Those are all of the chips, and I just got stronger somehow. I don't know. That shit just happened. Wait, does me... let's see if the look on my face can... I don't know why they did that. Yeah, even I don't know why. Even little mini circle me doesn't know. But, let's move on to... You know what? The weapons actually might take less time than the cards because there's so many of them. Well, let's just go into the cards. We'll go into the cards. Oh, look at that. I pointed her out earlier. Actually, you know what? Let's resort these cards. Let's kind of resort the cards real quick. So, I'm going to have to move that a little bit. And go over there. So, we're going to sort these bad boys. No, not by that. By variety. Rare. Okay. Now, something you may notice right out the gate is that I have a lot of duplicates here. But that's because, as people who've played this game will know and can tell you, the skills of a card actually increase when you get it to 5 stars. Using, again, another Magma Dragoon variant, go fucking figure, as the example here, blind resistance, where you have 30% chance to become immune to being blind. And if you have a sprayer and launcher equipped, you get a damage boost to your attack. Well, what happens when it hits 5 star? Those numbers increase. So yeah, it helps to have, 2 of the different levels. But you might be thinking, why have 2 of 2 different levels? One at a 4 star, one at a 5 star, one at a 5 star, and one at a 0 star. Why not just have them all at 5 star, right? Well, this game has kind of a little, fuck you to the players that want to exploit that little gimmick, to where you can't have multiple cards have the same thing act. So let's see if I can explain this a little better. So if one card has blind resistance 2 active on it, you can't have another blind resistance 2 stacking with blind resistance 2. A blind resistance 2 is already active on the character, equipped with the card and fulfilling the condition to activate it right there. And here, I'll make that a little bit easier to see. Using my face. I was able to open the command menu here earlier. That's fine. Okay, let's go back into Magma Dragoon. No, I'm good at this. Okay, so we have the 40 there. We have the 10 there. But what if we have a 30 and an 8 there? What if you try to do 2 blind resistances? Well, you just can't do that, because you already have blind resistance 2. You can't have Batman Begins, Dark Knight, go to Dark Knight, and then Dark Knight Rises, then Dark Knight Rises again, then Dark Knight Rises again. You can't do that with movies, so you can't do that with the skills here. And that's kind of how they logic it. But let's go through these cards a little bit, huh? A little zappy here. Kind of hold on them for a few seconds so you have a little bit of time to pause the screen and read them if you want. I care. These later ones, though, that I'm highlighting are actually powered up versions of cards that were previously released. So after about 6 months ago or so, when Nebula Joy shut down the Taiwanese servers, creating all the new content, that just left Capcom and Nebula Joy to go, oh, fuck, we gotta do something to keep people interested. Okay, you know the shitty B rank cards? By the way, these yellow ones are considered S ranks, just so you know. Little ones with the pinkish, purplish borders, those are considered A ranks. Anything that's blue with a blue border or bluish is B rank. Then you have stuff, very few that exist of a C rank. They'll have a green border to them. And then D, bottom of the barrel stuff, just basic bitch-ass gray. And you get those typically from the parts only, 9 times out of 10. There's only one C rank weapon that exists, and it's the one to start with. But as far as characters, chips, cards, and weapons are concerned, most of them are B, A, or S. So, back to these guys. So, this card, and a lot of the cards that I'm going to show you here, are upgraded forms of A's and B rank cards that either didn't have an effect or had a weak effect. So, that's why Jelly Seeker is now a major Jelly Seeker. Rad Sniper Joe, because he's so rad, he's bad, he's groovy, he's shway, he's giggity, he's other words that I'm definitely misusing in this context, but he's that. And these guys were hugely useful, in conjunction with other stuff. The original Sniper Joe, I don't think he had an effect. In fact, I used to keep a Sniper Joe card around just because I like the concept of a mass-produced Proto Man. What can I say? Cool shield, cool Zaku eyeball, cool gun arms, just cute. Rad Count Bomb, not Mario. No affiliation with Mario, Neo, or the Matrix. But yeah, that busts up the shite out of your launcher stuff. And then you have stuff that gives you defenses from a ranged attack. This is probably one of my favorite cards that they released late in the game, or they tried to release late in the game. So the original Eon Tiger, not super great. This one, however, you hit a boss when you fulfill that secondary kind of combo there, and this kind of combo right here. If you could see that. Heals you. Hitting bosses heals you. And if you're not rolling with a character that has the ability to heal, that can be life or death. It really does come in handy. Especially in the raid fights, as you'll see when I demo that later. Couple him. See, he combos pretty well with another card that you're going to see later on, especially since I have two of them. Giving you, well, let's get back to that asshole. Gives you a nice little defense hike. So the reducing a target's healing thing really only applies to PvP. A little bit of... Okay, sinking into a canceled guy's bit. Alright, let's get back to it. Super Snow Shooter. Just used to be a Snow Shooter, now he got Super Saiyan. I mean, yellow border, what more can I say? Oh, Diglebor. He's a hard-working bot. He's also an asshole and a relative of the Hammer Brothers, I'd wager. The super one is great for sprayers. Raging Blady. Basically, Mechasonic, Metal Sonic, Robosonic, Cybersonic, Chaos Sonic, for those who are fans of Sonic Prime. But yeah, gives you some decent stuff for PvP. Another... this guy always struck me as kind of like the Sniper Joes of Mega Man X. But we don't see him too often. I want to say this guy pilots the ride armors in that game. When he's not wielding a shield and friggin' flail, mace kind of thing. But yeah, he's your melee card. The card you want for melee. Bushels! Even though he's a fucking bird, obviously. I call him fishy. I don't get it. But... super badass with buster combinations. I'll show you when we get there. Even better with buster combinations. I'll show you when we get there. See previous. Puffy. See, that's actually a fucking fish. That is a puffy fish. I think that's the one that actually No. Thinking of a different fish that swallows you in X1. That one's just spiky and an asshole. But good for ranged attacks. Amazing for ranged attacks. Now we're getting into other cards. Vile. Now, he was originally the yellow card I rolled with when it came to boss fights. But, I stopped that after I got the Fierce Neon Tiger. That's a tiger! Oh, that's so deadly. Oh, it's so dangerous, it's so angry. Oh, the tiger's so angry. But that's not a tiger, that's a vile. Let's move on. Yeah, more character cards for the character that uses them. Old robot. So old. Fucking rickety. Kind of wonder where this robot came from. Because he's definitely older than the events of the X games, but he looks more recent than the events of, the classic games. So where did this guy come from exactly? Who's to say? Certainly not me. But, moving onwards. There's the lower level. Okay, so remember those bees that I showed you earlier? Scroll. Bees that I showed you earlier? They combo really well with this thing here. So not only does the defense just keep stacking up and up and up and up, but because he's a green, his abilities trigger off of 2 reds, they're 2 reds. Yeah, I'm mentioning colors here that may not mean anything to you. So cards are categorized into different color categories. So this guy's categorized in the green category. Dante, yeah, fucking Devil May Cry shit. It's Capcom, don't ask. Is categorized as a red card, because, he's wearing red. V, the V card. I can't make that shit up. Categorized as blue. Now, I don't know if there's any, relevance as far as what certain cards is categorized as, in their colors. But the colors do matter when it comes to triggering these abilities here. So, as you'll see later, characters, depending on their rank, all the characters are rank 5, so don't worry about that too much here. They can wear 3 cards at a time. Now, the colors of those cards will trigger different effects. So if I have 2 red cards, and being, of course, one of the red cards, it'll trigger this ability. If I have 2 red cards plus a yellow equipped to that character, this being one of those cards, of course, it'll trigger this ability. The little bottom ability right there. I'm saying this ability like you can see my finger. I'm an idiot. Here, you know what? Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you. I'll show you. I'll show you right now. I'll show the world. This ability. This ability. God, I don't even know if you can see this little edit screen. No, guess we'll find out soon. Alright, so let's keep going down. Nero. Did we get here? I didn't even show you Virgil. Yeah, he's great for freaking melee combos. His skill is amazing. Good for sniping boosting. His other ability, not terrible. I don't typically mess with him too much, but long day at work last night. Okay, back to it. But the Devil May Cry cards have some pretty good abilities here. And then we get into Nero. He kind of does the same what that Dante does, just a different color requirement. And they all have this kind of combo effect thing going. I think that's the final boss of Devil May Cry. Don't quote me on that. And then you'll see this later. Unfortunately, I never pulled X there in his Dante cosplay, but I did get 0 in his Virgil cosplay. Now, these cards are really freaking good with the machine gun one. I used 2 of these, a 5-star and a 4-star, for the sake of, getting the maximum combo out of the machine gun combo. But, I never really used the Sin Devil trigger thing, because, yeah. Be perfectly honest. Sorry guys. Sorry about that. To be perfectly honest about the Devil trigger thing, I don't like the fact that it wears off. I don't know. I've never actually tested how long it lasts. It could actually be better than what I do, but I'm pretty satisfied with how I pair it up with the machine gun birdie thingy. Christmas. Oh, this one's pretty nice. Where you can friggin' heal health without hitting, without doing anything. You just heal it. It's not a lot, but it helps. So, to kind of, there's a card later that I kind of showed off earlier. But there's a card that does the same kind of healing when you're below 50% health. But you can actually pair it with its weaker version, unlike this one, where, because it's a yellow card, and it requires 2 blues, you can only use one of the 2 kind of cards to get that effect. Although, the machine gun and launcher ability kind of double up on that. I never did 5-star. Despite how beautiful Aiko looks. More about her later. Holy crap. And how hilarious Christmas bit looks. Yeah, I never really dabbled too much into this combo of cards. Rogue, one of the few Star Force characters that kind of showed its face here. He was pretty busted in PvP when he first dropped. Not gonna lie. Everybody rolled with him. Everybody destroyed my face with him. It was just basically a case of set the controller down and go make a sandwich. You're not winning this one. And he had a card. Skin tight. Relatively shapely. I mean, that's anime for you. Of course, they're going to make shapely women. Roll.exe. Very nice program. Slashes you with her little head things. Has a bow and arrow. She can heal, too. You would hope so. Oh, she gets so cute. Super Bass is easily one of the most busted characters, period. PvP or not. Like, for a while before they did an update to something called the Jacob's Ladder that I'll show you a little bit later on, I could take on one of the final bosses in that before they did an update to where it was just one hit kill to anyone who played. I could just sit there and take damage nonstop and it would only be 1 damage regardless of what they did to me. Because of all the bonuses and the passive abilities and the cards you could put on them. Like, when you have 2 busters equipped to this asshole, he is damn near unkillable. Plus he can heal. Plus he can speed boost. Plus he can remove status effects on him and debuffs and... oh, God. How does a classic Mega Man character get that stupidly broken? I mean, as Johnny Cochran will tell you, it does not make sense. If Super Bass lives in the original classic Mega Man's universe, you must acquit. The prosecution rests. Nana. Now, I'm not 100% on this, but Nana, I think, is like N-A, like Na, is the Japanese word for 7. I'm probably dead wrong on that. I mean, the 77 on her chest could just be, what her measurements are in centimeters, in the metric system. Because she is pretty well endowed and so sweet and cute, and I'm going to miss playing as her. She also has some pretty nice attacks that can heal. I'll show her. I'll try showing her off later on. Aiko. So, one of the original characters made for this game specifically. One of, I want to say, 6 OCs specifically for X-Dive. She's the, I don't know if anyone's actually going to play this game, but I don't want to spoil too much about who she is or why she's here, but just know that she's kind of like, what's the word for it? Tsundere, I think it is. Tsunade. Tsunami, that's what it is. She's a tidal wave character where she acts crabby and bitchy and off-putting, but she's got a heart of gold underneath all of it. One of those kind of characters. And there's Rico, our main girl, the first OC you see in this game that's specifically made for X-Dive. Super cute smile, kind of bluish hair, almost looks like a pop idol, just missing a pigtail, and yeah, I think it's pretty obvious Capcom based her on Hatsune Miku, but you know what, I'm not complaining. The results speak for themselves. Drake Claire, another OC for this game. The goth girl stereotype. I'll show off her character later on. She's part of a trio of characters with she's the goth-based girl. There's like an angel-based little boy who can very easily get mistaken for a girl because of how feminine his voice is and how feminine he looks and how smooth they made everything. It's kind of weird what they did there. But and then their big sis with the big Gonzagas. Oh my god! Say it again, Encino Man. Gonzagas. Thank you. But she's one of those 3. Also one of the original characters for here. We'll see her more in action later. Demon of the Flames, a Halloween version of the first form of Sigma and X4. So fun. So, much like the Devil May Cry crossover, this game also did a Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak crossover. And the boss of the event stage that they had there was a version of Magma Dragoon that was fused with, I guess it's called a Melzino. I haven't played the game enough to know what the hell that is. But I guess it shoots fire and flies. And sucks ass to fight. Dear God. But, hey, go in there with a character that can heal and shield and he's your bitch. Actual characters from Monster Hunter Rise. I think this one's from the Sunbreak DLC. It's kind of cool. He's so cute. All the keychains she's got hanging from her bag. Chi-cha, chai-chi, chai-chai-chai-chai-chai, chai-chai, shishi, chai-chi, chai-chai. I'm going to go chai-chai. I think it's chai-chai. I haven't actually gotten that far in the game, so I'm going to go chai-chai. Boy, I'm butchering that name. Chai. I'm going to call her Cece. You know what? Yeah, that's a better name for her. Cece. It's cute, just like her. So snuggly and cuddly. Very beautiful. Very roguish. Dangerous. Devilish. Foreboding. But professional. Very married to her job. Good luck, folks. You're not getting this one anytime soon. She's a dame with the name of Luchika. See, I can pronounce things. Shadow Armor X. Again, another one of the more busted characters. In fact, the Shadow Armor X is the one that I use for any of the race levels. I'll show him off later. He's easily one of the fastest ones with very little slowdown when using one of his abilities. The other ability, yeah, a bit of a slowdown, but everything else about him, immune to spike damage and hazards, and yeah, he's about as broken here as he was in the game he came from with in X6, so you'll see that later. Omega, he is the Messiah, or so he claims. So, Sigma, not as a JoJo character, but as I guess a stereotypical Japanese gangster-looking thing, which is what Jotaro Joestar is based on from the JoJo franchise. And teaches you to count to 2. Eratos here is one of the other original characters made for this game specifically. She serves as the big sister to the goth girl droid that I pointed out earlier, and the angel boy that I've yet to show you yet. But this is her as a gangster girl. And wow, I'm gonna miss this once this game goes away. Holy crap. Copy X second form from Mega Man 01. Love it. Gate from X6. When you actually fight him in the third gate stage of the final stages. Only thing that can damage him in that fight is his own attack, but you have to destroy the attack with attacks of your own to scatter the mini spheres that'll hit him. And honestly, Zero's downstab is the best way to do that. Here we go. Angie Pitioir. Angie for short. Just Angie. But you can kind of see where I'm coming from here. It looks like a little girl, so cute, so innocent, but make no mistake, all of those words are wrong. A little boy that's not innocent and bloodthirsty and wants to fight all the time and is super powerful and Jesus Christ, fuck this kid. Okay, don't fuck this kid. You gotta keep this at a G rating. And out of prison, but fucking hell, this kid is just fucked in the head. That's all I gotta say. The Mega Man ZX Advent version of Ale, she's grown up, as you can see. Chell, I never got. I always called her Seal when I played the games from Mega Man Zero's 1 through 4 in a swimsuit. And Zero, you lucky bastard. Here's Aiko. We saw her earlier. We see her now in a swimsuit. Holy crap. Yeah, with every character variant that they released for Aiko, they just made her thicker and thicker and thicker, and you're going to see that as we go through the characters. Proto Man EXE. Ugh. The less I hear about this guy, the better. Oh, I'm going to have to see him so much when I play the Battle Network series. So, remember what I was saying about Rogue, how that guy was a PvP beast? This guy was the beast of PvP even before him. Yeah, not a fan. In fact, even when I got him, just out of principle alone, I refused to play as him. 4th Armor X, great in the game he came from, provided you went with the Black Buster instead of the 4th Armor Buster. Here he's kind of, he's fun to a degree. And I'll show him off a little. Sigma, first form, X3. Pain in my ass to fight in that game. Not so much as you'll see here. GVX and Zero. Okay, so at one point, one of the events that they did was where the data of Mega Man X Dive kind of crashed with the data from Mega Man Powered Up. But weirdly enough, it wasn't the characters from Powered Up that showed up. It was these two versions of Zero and X2 Armor X that got chibified. Which, I mean, it's neat that we get that. That little hint, that little shout out to the Powered Up game. Can't really call it a series because I guess it didn't sell well enough to get a second game. But, oh god, X just looks so happy and cheerful. Zero is done with this shit already. It's just so fun. Command mission. Yeah, don't trust that asshole on the lower right. Just gonna go ahead and let you know that right now. Everyone else, yeah, go ahead and trust. Great game. Cinnamon is the breakout star of that one. So cute. The healer. Although the way you heal is the worst way that they could have chose, but they did that on purpose to make you work for it. Assholes. Now let's move on. Roll from the classic series in a very skin-tight outfit. A lot of people called her friggin' pedobot. Jailbot bait. Jailbot. Baitbot. You get the idea. Don't hide those Easter eggs in her. Very rotten. Happy Easter, everyone. Happy birth of Christ. This isn't him. Okay, so that's another cool thing that they did with the cards is some of the cards were themed off of like different games that came out in the series. So this one is based on Mega Man. I want to say Mega Man 10. Mega Man 10. Where you could actually play as Proto Man, just straight out. No DLC needed, no bullshit. You can just choose Proto Man as a playable character. And he kind of had his own story kind of going for him as well. In addition to Proto Man and Mega Man, you could also play as Bass if you downloaded him. And he had his own story as well, his own playstyle. Bass's playstyle was based on how he played in Rockman and Forte, or Mega Man and Bass as we know it here in the US of States. Mega Man 9. How do you know? It's got one of the few female Robot Masters ever conceived. A few more were made in the Archie Comics line, like Hive Woman, or Wasp Woman was one. Quake Woman was a famous one. The Mega Man X series and definitely the Zero series had a few female bosses as well. Oh, God. Freaking, what was the flower one from X4? Drawing a blank on her. She was basically a rose boss that could drill you to death with her thick drill thighs. And also she planted flower drones all throughout the battlefield. Again, X04, check it out if you ever get a chance, where she shows up. I want to say 03 had a boss named Cubit Foxtar or something like that. One of the Wells numbers, if you will. The 8 judges that could transform from a like white spandex uniform to a more traditional kind of Zero boss aesthetic. But that was another female boss that showed up. But yeah, friggin' Splash Woman broke the glass ceiling for a lot of people. Although I would argue Iris did it first in X4, and both were still devastating for glass ceiling, man. So I feel sorry for him. Mega Man 8 with the big bulky buster bigger than him. Jesus Christ, it's a steel keg on his arm. Holy crap, how does he do it? And Duo, who only appeared in one other game, and that was the Mega Man, what was it, the Power Battles 2 or some shit? It was an arcade game which, saw a slight revival on the Mega Man Anniversary Collection back in the PS2 days. It's basically what you think it is. It's Mega Man Light. They try to take the Mega Man playstyle and aesthetic and turn it into a fighting game. No levels to journey through, you just go right to the boss fight. Honestly, it's a time saver. Plus, it's got some good story beats in there, especially in the second one. But yeah, move on. Mega Man 7. Easily my favorite one of the franchise. Because of all the bonuses you could collect, the hidden fighting game, the shield, Proto Man you could friggin', find and get his shield. Oh, Bass's first appearance was here. The music was amazing. The colors, first 16-bit classic Mega Man game ever. What's not to like? I've heard that this game gets a lot of hate, and I really don't see how that could be the case. It's just so good. Mega Man 6. Now we're in the NES era, and, the art style kind of reflects that. The first appearance of Mega Man being able to fuse with Rush, and there were 2 forms for it. Rush Flight. There was Rush Power, and there was Rush Flight, or Rush Jet, or Rush through the air. One could fly around and shoot bullets. The other could, break blocks and kill those usually unkillable little ground disc enemy things without having to switch to a boss weapon. Neither one could slide. Although this game did also have alternate paths to the boss rooms, which would unlock different other collectibles that you'd get just by doing that. Black Zero. Fine. African American numerical integer. But Black Zero made its first appearance in X2. Hidden, kind of like enter a code to get him in X4. You can actually get him by playing the game as Zero in X5. X6 required another code to get him, and he's just kind of been like a regular ever since then. He is your default freaking super mode in Mega Man X Command Mission, and he is the form you unlock in Mega Man X8 when you finish off the hidden secret boss of X8 with him. A secret boss, which, by the way, we never got in this game. I think we get a hint towards it. Gaia armor, a heavier, bulkier, non-fast, super not dashy version of the Shadow armor. Also, no shurikens, no sword, no slashies. But I will be damned if this armor can't crush shit. Super fast charging capabilities. Can destroy fucking certain bosses with no effort whatsoever. Takes damage like a beast. Now, this might be even stronger than the Shadow Man armor. And I'll stand by that. The original title screen for Mega Man X Dive, more or less. You get friggin' cutie sexy pie, friggin' Rico is the name of the blue hair girl. The Hatsune Miku doppelganger. And she reaches out her hand for you to join her, and I'm all on board. And, friggin' few of the characters that you came stock with the game originally. B ranks Zero, X and Axel. A ranks Zero, Iris, Marino, and Alia. Actually, I think Iris was an S rank. Absolute S rank Cinnamon. Oh yeah, A rank Vile. One of the coolest cutscenes in Mega Man Zero 3 as you're about to fight Omega. So dope. Oh, see, shit, shot, side, cut, cell. Hell in a cell. Cell with all of the, most of the Cybrels throughout the series. Oh, the ending title screen. I want to say Mega Man, yeah. Ending title screen when you beat Omega, when you beat Copy X, Zero's confronted with the entire pantheon of pantheons, and it's his job to mow through them. And he's going to do that with an honest to god sneer on his face, because Zero don't smile. X8 card, which is kind of interesting to see that. Yeah, so what you could do with X8 is have a team attack between two characters. Sadly, they never made it to where all three characters got attacked at once, but, two's better than none. I guess I got a spare. Douglas made his appearance in X5, stuck around for a few games. He gets replaced very quickly by a good, cute little palette. Cute. And secretly thick. Just keep an open mind about that. So, we have our first entry from the Mega Man Legends series. Trombone, or Tronbon, however you want to pronounce it. I go with Trombone because, everything in the Mega Man franchise is a musical reference, so it only makes sense that her full name, would be a musical reference as well. And, the Bone family, and, there's always skulls and bones intermingled in their, logos and stuff like that. So it just makes sense that Trombone would be her full name. And, boy, she pulls off that office look really well. But, that's just for now, until she gets serious and gets everybody fucked up. Command Mission Cinny. Cinny Minnie, she's so cute. Our healer. And she's the healer here too. She is Cinnamon, even to this day, even as of the last day of the game here, Cinnamon is the only character in the game that can actually heal during co-op. She can heal the other character, other players during co-op. She's the only one capable of that. And I kind of find that interesting. And the original Cinnamon, original flavor, is the only one who can do that.
None of the variants of Cinnamon could do that. Dynamo appeared in 2 games, and that's it. X5 and X6. He had a really awesome theme. After a while, you could beat him without taking damage if you fought him enough, like I used to. But you can literally make him your bitch. Drops Nightmare Souls out the wazoo if you use your weapon that you got from Rainy Turtleoid. So it was always good to fight multiple times in X6. One of the few characters in this series that smiles, because he's actually got a sense of humor about him. It's actually fun to have. Even with the wonky script writing and the wonky localization from X6, he still comes through and funny as hell. It's just great. Valentine's Day, I go. Cute and the only girl I know. So, they get back. So, remember how I showed you the Magna Dragoon card where he was fused with I guess a Malzano is what it's called, or a Malzino or whatever. This is a Sting Chameleon from X1 fused with, I guess, Chameleos is the monster's name in Monster Hunter. And yeah, he disappears, he reappears, and this one has poison attacks. Guess it makes sense why sprayers are his weapon, or I should say. Okay, so I mentioned earlier, I pointed out a card that could, like, heal you when you were below half health, right? This is the card that it can pair with her lower starred self to increase the healing that you get. To where, every few seconds, you're getting a total of 12 health back. Until you get back up to 50, of course. Back to the Monster Hunter characters. Not the Monster Hunter Rise, not the Sunbreak ones, but, the stock ones. Fugan leads the clan. Title screen for Mega Man X8. It's pretty cool, too. I always kind of like the lasered X in his friggin' earpiece thing there. I thought it was pretty cool. Moving on. Vile Mark II, as we see in X3. Badass. So, out of all the Vials you can play as, this is the only one that can summon the right armor, which I thought was a weird choice. But, still fun to do. At least there's one of them that can do it. Bass. Not super bass, just regular punk-ass bass. And, yeah, that's really all I gotta say about him. Oh, he does do a kick attack, as displayed in the fighting game, the hidden fighting game in Mega Man 7. So it's cool that they bring that back. Christmas, I go, oh yeah, remember I was talking about the healing? There it is. Okay. Super Stronger. Here's a character that I never was able to pull, but I guess he's like the shadow version of Mega Man, the .com, the AOL version of Mega Man from Battle Network. He's his evil counterpart. Some would say his reverse. Ultimate Armor from X's 4, 5, 6. I don't think they had it in 7. If they did, I never found it. But yeah, he uses the jetpack to do the Nova Strike, where he just dashes right in the enemy and kills most enemies in one hit. He just fucks up bosses, or a matter of 2 hits, but a hard anything you can do them. Ugh. So, from what I remember about the Mega Man EXE or Battle Network series, Mega Man EXE, the NetNavi version of him, could actually readjust his appearance and reconfigure his armor to have different attacks and styles. This would be based on the enemies that he's kind of like partnered up and teamed with. So a full-blown Aqua style, as you might expect with the activation, uses all water. Kind of cool. Heat Gut style. So I think this is the fusion of a Heat Man and Guts Man's kind of like energies. He does utilize to a great extent. Starting to nod off here, so I might actually take a break from the video and resume later. Mr. Famous, I'm assuming he's a Battle Network character. Battle Network version of Wily. I do like that gray coat and the kind of like the friggin' Moriarty / Sherlock Holmes kind of look to it, while still maintaining the hairdo of classic Wily and the skull aesthetic. So that's cool that they kept that around. Side note, Wily is one of the main cards that I use. Oh, yeah, I am fading out here. Fading fast. We covered a lot of cards, didn't we? So, let's see if we can round out the S ranks. So, Yai, this little kind of 5-headed little girl, actually commands, I want to say, Searchman. Been a while, but I think the NT Warrior / Battle Network version of Searchman is her personal net navvy. Mr. Match, who uses Torchman or Heatman. And so there were cards that we pointed out earlier that tied into the original Mega Man series. With the Sorcerer Supreme. Wow, I'm starting to mix Marvel in here. That's how out of it I am. Jesus. Okay, let's try and get through this card. So when I was talking about the original Mega Man cards, like earlier, there were cards where each card was based on an entry in the series, like kind of referencing the overall plot and showing what could be arguably be a title screen for that particular game. Same is true here. So this is the title for Mega Man ZX. Not to be confused with ZX Advent. But, actually, no. I'm an idiot. Do not ever listen to me. That is indeed Gray for Mega Man ZX Advent. Successor to the Model A. And then here's our various Model X's. And two Model Z's. Alright, I am definitely starting to nod off, so I think this is a good place to call it for now. So I will do part 2 later on today, where I will, kind of just like cover more of the characters, hit the weapons and so forth, and do a little bit of playthrough as well. Anyway, this is Super Kami Nappa signing off for now.